Hi, good day. Welcome in today's episode of Addiction TV. I am Ma'am Jennlyn E, Avila, your math buddy, and I will be here to help you in developing your logical reasoning and critical thinking skills.
I gave you my heart.
Before we proceed, do not forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for update about our latest videos. In today's episode, you are expected to illustrate the following measures of position, quartiles, decile, and percentile. Next, solve the measures of position for the ungrouped data. But before we proceed to our lesson, let's have a review. What is statistics? Statistics is the practice or science of collecting and analyzing numerical data in large quantities, especially for the purpose of inferring proportions in a whole from those in a representative sample. Next, what are the measures of central tendency? As we all know, the measures of central tendency are mean, median, and the mode. So let's have this exploration. The table shows Jerome's score in the National Career Assessment Examination. So that will be the table that shows Jerome's score in NCAE. We have the areas, the general scholastic aptitude, the standard score, and the percentile rank of Jerome's score. For the scientific ability, the percentile rank of Jerome is 48. For the reading comprehension, 94. For the verbal ability, 99. And for the mathematical ability, 56. So the overall GSA of Jerome is 84. Now let's have these guided questions. Number 1. What does a percentile rank mean? Number 2, if the percentile rank of Jerome's score in scientific ability is 48, does this mean that he answered 48% of the total items in the test correctly? But before we answer the guided question, let's have this one. Let's recall what is the median of this set of scores. So, for us to find out the median of the set of scores, first you have to arrange the scores in ascending order, meaning from lowest to highest. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 8, 9, 12, and 15. Now this part is the 50% of the remaining set of scores. This part also is the 50% of the remaining set of scores. So 8 will be the middle or the median because it divides the set of scores into two equal parts. Now, fractiles are numbers that partitions or divide an ordered data into equal parts. Now, what are those types of fractiles? So we have the median, percentile, decile, and quartile. That fractile divides the set of data into, when it comes in median, we have 2 equal parts, percentile, 100 equal parts, decile, 10 equal parts, and the quartile, 4 equal parts. So remember those types of fractile. Now, let us answer the guided questions. Percentile rank is the proportion of scores in a distribution that is below a specific score. So therefore, to illustrate if Jerome obtained a percentile rank of 48 in scientific ability, this means that his score of 460.50 is greater than the scores of 48% of the students who took the National Career Assessment Examination. Okay, now, let's have an activity number 1. Let us call this one 4 pics, 1 word. So I will show you 4 pictures, then give me 1 word. Let's have this one. Great, that is measure. Next. Very good, that is position. Next one. Good job. Divide. Next. Correct, that is 10. Next. Quarter, very good. Next. Yes, that is equal. Next one. That is parts. So, those are the words that we collect in our activity. Measure, position, divide, quarter or 4, equal parts. Okay, so meaning, measure of position is divided into 4 equal parts. So what is a measure? A measure is a standard unit used to express the size, the amount, or degree of something. When it comes to position, that is all about arranging a particular position that he or she belong. Now, let us consider this one. Measure of position determines the position of a single value in relation to other values in a sample or a population of data set. It is also a technique that divide the set of data into equal groups. So that will be the measure of position, but we are focusing for the measure of position for the ungrouped data. Now, let us consider the different measures of position. We have quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. Let's have quartile. Quartile for ungrouped data. The quartiles are the score points which divide the distribution into 4 equal parts. So, meaning quartile divide into 4 equal parts. So, as you can see, 25% of the data has a value less than or greater than quartile 1. 50% of the data has a value less than or equal quartile 2. And 75% of the data has a value of less than or equal quartile 3. So, quartile 1 is called the lower quartile. Quartile 2 is nothing but the median. And quartile 3 is the upper quartile. So, the formula for the quartile for ungrouped data is this one. The K quartile is the Kn over 4 plus 1/2 raised to th score. So, consider this one. If we're going to find out the quartile 1, the formula will be 1 times the n over 4 plus 1/2. For quartile 2, 2 times n over 4 plus 1/2. And for quartile 3, 3n over 4 plus 1/2. So that will be the formula for the quartile for the ungrouped data. So always remember, n is the number of data in the set. Okay? Now, let's have this one, the linear interpolation. The linear interpolation is a method of finding a measure of position with a decimal point and to identify the real of the quartile, decile, and percentile. So meaning, if the position has a decimal, we have to use the linear interpolation so that we can find or identify the real value of the quartile, decile, and percentile. Now, let's take this example number 1. The list shows the number of bibingka sold in a day by 14 different vendors. So that will be the number of bibingka being sold in a day by 14 different vendors. Let's have this one, the guided question. What is the third quartile? And what is the second quartile or the Q sub 2? Now, the first thing that you have to do is to arrange the set of data into ascending order, lowest to highest. So that will be the arrangement of the given set of data. Next, there are 14 observations, so therefore, our n is equal to 14. Now, the question for letter A, what is... Now, for us to find out the quartile 3 or the third quartile, first you have to use the formula kn over 4 plus 1 half. So remember, our k will be 3 and our n will be 14. So substitute the given to the given formula. We have 3 times 14 over 4 plus 1 half. And then simplify. 3 times 14 is 42 over 4 plus 1 half. So 42 over 4, that will be 10.5 plus 1 half. So the answer will be 11 or 11th item. So therefore, our quartile 3 is the 11th item in the given score. So what is the 11th item? So all you have to do is just to count 11 from left to right. So the answer will be 18. So 18 is the quartile 3 or the value of quartile 3. Okay, next for quartile 2. So the same thing, we will use the formula to find out what is the quartile 2. So the k will be 2 and n is also 14. So let us simplify. 2 times 14, we have 28 over 4 plus 1 half. So 28 divided 4 is 7 plus 1 half. So that will be 7.5 or 7.5 item. But wait. Since our quartile 2 or the position has a decimal, so we will use the linear interpolation. So meaning, the score is between the 7th and the 8th terms. So this will be the 7th term and this will be the 8th term. Next, we will substitute that value to the given formula. So if we are using the linear interpolation, so this will be the formula. Quartile 2 is equal to h sub 7.5 and that will be equal to h sub 7 plus the decimal part, which is 0.5, multiply to the difference between h sub 8 minus the h sub 7. So, we will substitute. So, yung h sub 7 will be 15 plus 0.5 times the h sub 8 is 16. That's the 8th term. Minus to the 7th term, that's 15. So, 16 minus 15, that will be 1, multiplied by 0.5, and that will be 0.5, plus 15, the answer will be 15.5. So, therefore, the second quartile sale is 15.5. So, that will be the value of quartile 2. Okay, next, formula for the decile. Now, calculating the position of decile, as we all know, decile are the 9 score points which divide a distribution into 10 equal parts. So, therefore, if we are going to find out the decile or the position of the decile and the value of decile, that will be divided into 10 equal parts. So, formula for the decile is the same with the quartile. The difference is that the over or the denominator. So, that will be 10. So, for us to find out the decile, kn over 10 plus 1 half score. So, if we're going to find out the decile 1, that will be equal to 1 times n over 10 plus 1 half. For the decile 5, 5 times n over 10 plus 1 half. For the decile 8, 8 times 10 over 8 times n over 10 plus 1 half. That is the position of the k-decile score, where n is the number of data in the set. So that will be the formula for the decile. Okay, next, let's have an example. A quiz has 20 items. The following are the scores of 15 students. So that will be the scores of 15 students. Guided question will be, what score is at the 7th decile? What is the 5th decile? What is D sub 8? So for letter A, the first thing is you have to arrange the set of data into ascending order. So that will be the arrangement of the set of data. There are 15 observations in the set. 15 observations in the set. So n is equal to 15. So letter A, what score is at the 7th decile? So the first thing is you have to know the formula, and our k will be 7 and our n is 15. So let us substitute to the given formula. So 7 times 15 is equal to 105 divided 10 plus 1 half. So 105 divided 10, that will be 10.5 plus 1 half. So the answer will be 11. So the position of D sub 7 or the decile 7 is in the 11th term or 11th score. So you will count from left to right 11. So it will be 16. So therefore, the 11th score or the D sub 7 is 16. Okay, so that will be the value of D sub 7. Next, what is the 5th decile? So consider the formula, the same with the decile earlier. So we have k is 5 and then n is 15. So substitute and then simplify. 5 times 15, that will be 75 divided 10 plus 1 half. And then 7.5 plus 1 half is equal to 8. So therefore, D sub 5 is equal to the 8 scores. So the position of D sub 5 is 8. What is the value of that 8 score or 8 item? So you will count from left to right 8. So therefore, 15 is the value of D sub 5 or the score of D sub 5 in 8 item. Okay, I hope you get the formula and how to substitute, how to solve the given question. Next, what is D sub 8? Okay, so we are going to find out the 8th decile. So our k for this time is 8 times 15, that will be 120 divided 10 plus 1 half. So let us simplify. 120 divided 10 is equal to 12 plus 1 half, and that will be 12.5 or 12.5 item. Okay, let's wait. Why? Because the same with the quarter earlier, since the position has a decimal, so we will use the linear interpolation. Now, you have to find out the score between 12 and 13 terms. So you will count from left to right 12 and 13 terms. So, the 12 is 18. And for 13, that's 18. And then, we will use the linear interpolation formula. So, D sub 8 is equal to H sub 12.5 is equal to H sub 12 plus 0.5, that's the decimal part, okay, multiply by the difference of H sub 13 and H sub 12. Now, we will substitute the given. So, H sub 12 is 18 plus the decimal, multiply to the difference of H sub 13, that's the 13th item, that is 18 minus 18, that will be 0, multiply by 0.5, and that will be 0, plus 15, so the answer is 15. So thus, the 8th decile score is 15. Okay, so by using the linear interpolation, we got the real value of 8 score or 8 item. Okay. Next, the last one is the formula for percentile. Percentile for ungrouped data are the 99 score points which divide the distribution into 100 equal parts so that each part represents the data set. So for the percentile, we have 99 or 100 distribution. Okay. Now, what is the formula for the percentile? So the same thing with the quartile and the decile. The difference is just the denominator, which is 100 for the percentile. Okay, if we are finding for the p sub 1, that will be equal to 1 times n over 100 plus 1 half. For the p sub 50, actually p sub 50 is the median of the percentile. That will be 50 times n over 100 plus 1 half. P sub 75 is equal to 75 times n over 100 plus 1 half. So, always remember that the n is the number of data in the set. So, same formula, the difference is just the denominator. Now, example number 3. The height in centimeter of 10 students were measured as follows. So that will be the height of the given students in centimeter. We have Yuna, Yumi, Mikay, Kalina, Saik, Tonette, Sander, Kailin, Shan, and Kate. So the guided question will be, who stands in the middle of the line? Letter B, what height is the 25th percentile? And letter C, what height is the median or the 50th percentile? Now, let's have the solution. Again, the first thing that you have to do is just to arrange the given set into ascending order. So we have to rearrange the 10 students from shortest to tallest. So that will be the arrangement of the given students. So the first one we have Kalina, followed by Kailin, Mikay, Yumi, Saik, Sander, Kate, Tonette, Yuna, and Shan. Okay, for letter A, who stands in the middle of the line? So our answer will be very good. Since there are 10 students, 2 students are in the middle, and that will be Saik and Sander. Okay, since we have 10 students. Next, for letter B. What height is the 25th percentile? So therefore, we are going to use the given formula. Okay? So the height at the 25th percentile is found in this position. So this will be the formula. Kn over 100 plus 1 half. Our K is 25. Our N is 10. Okay? Substitute and then multiply. 25 times 10, that will be 250 divide 100 plus 1 half. So, when we divide 250 by 100, that will be 2.5 plus 1 half, and that will be 3, or third position or third data. Now, what or who will be in the third position? So, you will count from left to right. So, the first one is Kalina, Kailin, and the third is Mikay. So, therefore, P sub 25 is in the third position, and that will be Mikay with a height of 152 centimeter. So that will be the P sub 25. Okay. Next, the last one. What height is the median or the 50th percentile? So of course, we have to use the formula. The median height is the average of Sykes and Sanders' height because we have 10 students. So we have to use the formula, this one. So our case, 50, because we're going to find out the 50th percentile, times the n, that's 10, over 100 plus 1/2. And then multiply 50 times 10, that will be 500 over 10 over 100 plus 1/2. So 500 divide 100, that will be 5 plus 1/2, and that will be 5.5. So P sub 50 is equal to 5.5. But wait, since the position as a decimal, of course, same, we will use the linear interpolation. So the height at the 50th percentile is found between the 5th and the 6th position. So, who are in the 5th and the 6th position? That will be Syke in the 5th position and Sander in the 6th position. So, Syke having a height of 156 centimeter, and then Sander is 158 centimeters. So we are going to substitute such heights to the given formula of the linear interpolation. So P sub 50 is equal to H sub 5.5 is equal to H sub 5 plus 0.5 because that's the decimal part. Okay? Multiply by the difference of H sub 6 minus H sub 5, or in the P46 position. Next, since our H sub 5, which is Syke having the height of 156 plus 0.5, multiply by Sanders' height, 158 minus 156, and that will be 2. Then multiply it by 0.5, so it will be 1. So 156 plus 1, so the answer will be 157. Thus, the height at the 50th percentile is 157 centimeter. So therefore, the median is 157 centimeter. Okay, now let's have the summary. The different measure positions are quartile, decile, and percentile. So the formula is like this: Kn over 4 plus 1/2 for the quartile. For the decile, Kn over 10 plus 1/2. And for the percentile, we have Kn over 100. So that will be our lesson for today. I hope that you will learn something. You will learn a new formula in your life as grade 10 students. Again, this is Ma'am Jennlyn E Avila. Always remember that math is fun and easy. See you on the next episode. Bye!